Welcome back to Absolute Modics, part 31, proudly sponsored by Graham Styling, who do automotive body parts like the bumpers and that we've got, and DRS Canic, who are mobile remappers. In this video we're carrying on working on the engine, building things up that we need to do, the ignition side mainly. I wanted to get the engine out, but our crane has died. The seals are now leaking on the crane, and we'll no longer lift the engine up because it doesn't even hold itself up. So we're carrying on working on the engine, and last video, at the end, I didn't record it, I made a startling discovery. So now I'm going to show you my startling discovery and find out what's wrong with our new engine. And it's mean I've had to buy a new part. So let's show you that first. So first thing, excuse the belt, because the belt isn't actually on, so it's not timed or anything, don't worry about that. Right, the water pump we're looking at. Yeah, it's brand new, it's nice and shiny. I'll have to remove that as well. But it's the wrong one, because here is our purple pulley that we have from the old engine, and as you can see it's not going to bolt on, because the bolt should go through, or the stud should go through those holes there, because that allows us then to put our big fan, you know, the black fan that we painted on. So we can't do that now because this water pump is wrong. And from what I'm read, it's actually off a Lexus GS300. So then you say, you know, why don't you put the GS300 pulley on? Because just the pulley would bolt on, but then the fan still wouldn't fit, because the fan needs these holes here, because that's the fans of it. And for the time being, we're not running electrical fans, so we're going to have to swap the pump, which I've ordered a new one. That's another job, because now I've got to undo. I can get away without taking that out, but I've got to undo this big Allen key here to take this tension off out of the way, so I can get to the bolts behind and undo all the bolts that hold that on. So we should do that later in this video. I've had a delivery from Phaser, if you remember from the last video. He sent us the auxiliary pulley, and now we have the spark plug tray cover, whatever you want to call it. I don't really know which way around it goes at the moment, but obviously it goes in that gap there. It means that the distributor leads sit nice and tight and don't move around. So today I'm going to be putting the spark plugs in, and I'm going to be putting the cam bolts finally on, because now we can put this on in place. So the first thing I'm going to do is do the spark plugs. Okay, so when we're putting the spark plugs in, you can probably just see on screen, spark plugs we are using, if you can see that, are BKR7Es, which are 6097s. These are just the cheap NGK ones. They're copper cores. The whole idea behind using the copper cores is that under like remapping and things like that, if you're going to have detonation issues, the plugs would degrade and break before anything in the engine breaks, or so that's the plan. Because really you don't want anything in the engine to break, and you don't mind if a plug which costs, well, I think I paid £11 for all 6, so you know, less than £2 a plug. Don't mind if that breaks. And then obviously once your car's mapped up, you can then replace these and put some iridium or platinum plugs in, because these will only last about 6,000 miles anyway, where iridiums I think last about 20, and I think platinums can last 30, and that could be the other way around actually, but they'll last a lot longer anyway. So I'm just putting these in by hand, and then once they're all in, I can give them a little tweak just to make sure they're nice and tight. Now we can go ahead and we can put the spark plug cover tray thingy in. And you find out which way around it goes. Yeah. Now we can do all the bolts on the cam cover. So we've gone for capless Allen key bolts with a washer. Just go in just like that. Look lovely. So I'm not going to film me putting all these in. I should come back when I put them all in. Right, I'm back already. I didn't even finish putting these in because I don't like them now. I think the washers are too small, and the Allen key bolts they're not long enough. That's how long they are. And I found some bolts that I've got that are the same thread and are a lot longer, and they actually go through into the head. I mean, these they're only like twisting maybe 2 turns and then it's tight, which means it's only holding on the first like 2 threads realistically of the head. And I've already had 1 round on the first 2 threads just by tightening up with the Allen key. So don't buy these off eBay because they're not long enough. If they was longer and they was like that, fine. But what I'm actually going to do is replace them with these, which are bolts, which means I can use a socket set, which is a lot easier than using Allen keys. And yeah, it's just going to be better. So, and bigger washers too. So I shall come back to you now once I've done that. So after changing the bolts, I'm now 5 short again. But at least the centre section is all bolted down. And I've got ones in the corners, except for that corner. So I'm missing 5 bolts and 5 washers, which I shall now go and get over Christmas. But I've left it for the outside ones because I can still build the engine up then in the middle and nothing's obstructing it. So I can still do them at a later time. So now it's time to take off this pesky water pump. So now we need to remove the water pump. Again, I didn't want to remove the water pump, which is brand new, but it's the wrong one. So we've got a series of bolts around the edges. And there's a bolt behind this pulley here. So I've already cracked it off because it required some force. But there's a big Allen key bit there. I don't know what size this is. 10. It's a 10mm Allen key. I'm not surprised with how chunky it is. That will allow me to take this off. But I say off, I can actually move it now out of the way. I don't need to take it off completely. It's moved out of the way. So now I just need to undo all these bolts. There's 12 mils. These are that one, that one, that one, that one. There's another one here. Then they're 10 mils. And I'm going to get on that one. That might be a spanner job. Oh, it's still tight. While you're watching me having a fun time removing bolts, what do you guys reckon if I had a giveaway one of these videos? I give away like a socket set. You know, we share the video as many times as we can, and then I pick one lucky random viewer that comments in the video, all at random, and whoever commented and I picked them out, they win a socket set or something else that I give away. I like the idea of giving a socket set away because, you know, we're all car related here. So, socket set is a good idea, I reckon. Let me know what you think. If you think that's a good idea, you need to let me know. So you need to leave a comment below. Would you like to see us do a giveaway? I mean, it'll not be long before we're up to 10,000 subscribers, so a 10,000 subscriber giveaway would be a good one. So, perhaps that's something. But I need to know. I need you guys to tell me. So, that is all the big bolts removed. That's a bit longer than the other ones. Right, now we've got these 10 mils, and there's another 10mm there. Which is nearly out. There's one. Can we get on that one with a socket? Go on, go on, be nice. Move the case that way. Go on. Yeah, we're on. Bit awkward, but we're on. I think we may have to get some sort of sealant for this as well once we get the new one, because I'm assuming there's not just a gasket. I'm assuming it's an actual sealant gasket that we need to screw it on, which I do not have, so we'll have to get some of that. Yeah, there's sealant on the thread of these bolts. In theory it should fall off now, but obviously it's still stuck. There we go. Huh. It's not sealant, but it's a paper gasket. Or a form of paper gasket. Look, brand new, never even had water in it. Well, apparently it's had a little bit of smidgen of water in it. Well, at least we have the water pump off. Right, I'll have to clean all this up. Take all this gasket off. Ready for the new gasket for another new water pump. Yeah. But that's one job down. Oh, it's so, you can so tell it's new. Yeah, it's just annoying. It's just something that I didn't want to do. Right, so we have the water pump off, so that's good. Yeah. So now we have to take off this gasket that is mainly falling off in bits, which is good, because the bigger bits the better, but some are a bit. Might be better with a flat blade screwdriver or something. But this is what I'll be doing for the next 20 minutes at this rate, to make sure it's all goes back to bare metal. You can't see it on camera. There, that bit, oh, nice and clean already, because it came off in one bit. So I shall come back to you when it looks like that. So I use a flat blade screwdriver to scrape along these edges to scrape off the gasket. And then the areas where it left a little bit, I got a bit of 240 grit sandpaper and use that to take off the rest of the gasket. So now it's just time to get the new pump and offer it up. So we're now 3 days from when I last did the bit of filming when I took the pump off. And look! We have a new box, and it says Alexis GS300, which worried me slightly. Seems that's what we've just took off. But look, washer pumpen, washer pumpen. So it must be a water pump. Let's have the gander. This cost us 40 quid, by the way, as well. That's good that we have a new gasket, because obviously that other one got destroyed. We'll have a bag of air. If any of you would like a bag of air, I'll happily send it to you. Just leave me your address. And here we have the water pump, which looks a lot better already, because that pulley is loads bigger. Let's get the other pump. It's loads bigger. Loads bigger. So that's the correct one. And I believe, there we are. We've got studs. So we can screw the studs in, which is good, because then we can screw the fan and the pulleys on, etc, etc. Which is wicked! So now we can put that on. So now it's time to clean up the block, because we've got all that horrible minging filter gasket still on there. So it's time to do that. Well, nothing in this video has gone to plan. The water pump I've just shown you didn't fit. There's 9 holes, 9 bolts that hold it on, and only 6 of them fit. The other ones were miles out, so I had to send that back. And now I need to get another pump and another rear housing, because it looks like we've got a pattern part. So I'm going to have to go and get, new original ones. It's now Christmas, so I can't get anything because all the postage is slow and delayed. I can't do that, so I can't put the pump on, so I can't put the belt on, so I can't time the engine up. There's not a lot I can currently do now. All I can do literally is wait till after Christmas, and in the garage the only thing I can do is start de-wrapping the car. So that's what I'm going to have to do, to start de-wrapping the car. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I hope you don't get a hangover. Well, if you get hangovers, you get hangovers. I hope you don't get man flu. I got that at the moment, it's not good. So look after yourself, dudes. We'll see you in 2016, where by the end of March, I promise you, this will be running and driving as a turbo with new wheels and a fresh paint job. And turbo. Yeah, that is the plan, because I want it ready for show season. So come back in 2016 and we shall see you there. Peace, dudes. Peace. This is gonna take forever. Whose idea was it to get card wrapped? I mean, come on, man. This is. Look at it, it's on a little bit. So it's gonna take me till 2017 to do this.